I know the holidays get crazy, but if you can crochet one more thing, it has to be this adorable crocheted polar bear. Hi guys, it's Katie from Yarn Society. I have been creating patterns for the last 10 years and I love sharing them with you. This is our pocket polar bear. She or he is about 3 inches tall, made in the chunky Chanel yarn. You can add a festive red bow. You can do any color you'd like. I have this pink, or you can choose not to have a bow at all. I'll show you the supply list and then we'll get started with the polar bear and the bow. For the yarn, I use this Premier Parfait Chunky. It is a 6 super bulky yarn, so feel free to use any 6 super bulky that you have. And I made the bow in a worsted weight yarn, so that's a size 4 yarn. And you can choose any color, and I use an E hook for my bow. We're going to get started. I'm going to grab my hook, I'm going to grab my yarn, I'm going to make a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 7. So go ahead and get set up with your slip knot and chain 7. We're going to single crochet in that second chain from the hook, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 5. So you're going to put your hook under that top loop and make a single crochet. That's 1. Move over. This is 2. Go under the top loop. That's 3. Move over. This is single crochet 4. This is 5, and then going under that last loop is 6. From here, we're going to work on the other side of the row. So we're going to turn our work, and then we're going to be going into these 6 stitches here. So you're kind of going into the chain spaces. I'm going to tighten up this slip knot just a little bit, and then I'm going to place my hook into that first chain space. Make a single crochet, find your second stitch, single crochet. Here's our third. If you can't see it, you can feel it. Here's our 4th, our 5th, and then here's our 6th single crochet. At the end of round 1, we're going to have 12 stitches. I'm going to place a stitch marker on the last stitch of the round. Feel free to place it on the first. We're going to be working in continuous rounds, so we're going to just work into that next stitch. We're going to make a single crochet increase into the first stitch, a single crochet into the next, and we'll repeat that around. Placing our hook under our first stitch, we're going to make 2 single crochet. Here's single crochet 1, go back into the same stitch, single crochet 2. We're going to move over and make a single crochet. And then we'll repeat that sequence of an increase and a single crochet. So here is our single crochet increase. Move over for a single crochet. In our next stitch, we have another single crochet increase. And then we can move over for a single crochet. Here is another single crochet increase. Here's a single crochet. Then we're going to make another single crochet increase. Move over for a single crochet. And then we'll have another increase and a single crochet. For the rest of the pattern, I'm just going to call the single crochet increase an increase. At the end of round 2, we're going to have 18 stitches. I'm going to change my stitch marker. For round 3, we're going to make an increase in that first stitch, and then we'll single crochet in each of the next 2, and we'll repeat that all the way around. Place your hook under that first stitch and make an increase. We'll move over for a single crochet, and then move over for another single crochet. We'll repeat that sequence. Here is our increase. Move over for a single crochet, move over for a single crochet. Now we have an increase, single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1, move over 2. Now we have another increase, single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1 and 2. We have another increase, single crochet in each of the next 2, and then our last increase, end with a single crochet in the last 2. Here's 1 and 2. At the end of round 3, we're going to have 24 stitches. We're going to change our stitch marker. For round 4, we're going to be making the ears, so we are going to grab some stitch markers because we're going to mark a few of these stitches. For the first part of round 4, go ahead and grab 4 stitch markers. We are going to mark round 4 and 5, the back loops only. So just place your stitch marker in the back loop of stitch 4 and stitch 5. If you don't have stitch markers, you can use a bobby pin, anything really that you have that you can just hold your place. Now we're going to find stitch 9 and stitch 10, and we're going to place our stitch marker in the back loop only. Moving on, we are going to be working into those front loops just of those marked stitches, but we'll talk you through this. For round 4, we're going to single crochet in that first 3 stitches. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll be working into the front loops of these 2 stitches, and then we'll go back into both loops. So here we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. In the front loop only, we are going to work a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet. Then we're going to move over and make a double crochet, a half double crochet, and a single crochet. Go under the front loop, and we are going to make a single crochet. We're going to pause here because we are going to mark this stitch. This will all make sense as we go on to round 5. Now in that same front loop, we're going to make a half double crochet. So you can yarn over, place your hook under that same front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then we're going to make a double crochet into that same front loop. Yarn over, place your hook under that same front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. In the next front loop, we are going to start out with our double crochet. We're going to yarn over, go into the next front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're going to make a half double crochet into that same front loop only, yarn over, go under that stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Then we're going to make a single crochet into the same front loop. And from here, we're going to pause and grab another stitch marker, and we'll mark that stitch. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. We're going to go under both loops. Here's single crochet 1, 2, and 3. So now we have our 2 front loops again. We're going to continue on with the same thing we did before. I'm going to start with a single crochet. We're going to stop and mark it. Make a half double crochet, and then we'll make a double crochet all in that same stitch. Okay, in the next front loop only, we're going to start with our double crochet. Then we're going to make a half double crochet and end in that same stitch with a single crochet. Go ahead and pause, grab a stitch marker and mark that stitch. From here, we're going to single crochet in the next 14 stitches, so just go under both loops only, and then we'll crochet until we reach the stitch marker. You'll have to let me know if you guys have any like Christmas traditions. I'm really excited this year. I finally learned how to ice skate. So we're going to go ice skating on this mountain, which is like really exciting. So last year I didn't know how, and I had to do one of those little kiddie things, but this year I can do it. We're going to change our stitch marker. For round 5, we're going to single crochet in the next 24 stitches. We are going to ignore all the stitches in blue, and then we're going to work into these pink stitches, and I'll walk you through this. We're going to single crochet in the first 3. So here's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to ignore the blue stitch marker and all the stitches, including this one, and we're going to work into the marked back loops. So this is single crochet 4 going into that first pink stitch marker. You can go ahead and take that out. And now this is 5 working into the next stitch marker. And then we'll ignore the blue stitch marker and we're just going to reach our hook over to these 3 here. Reach your hook over, go under both loops. This is single crochet 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to ignore all these stitches in the blue and we're going to go into these 2 here. So this is single crochet 9. Take out the stitch marker. And this is 10. Okay, now we're going to reach our hook over to the stitch next to the stitch marker. This is single crochet 11, 12, 13, and I'm going to let you guys count on your own. Okay, we're going into our 24th stitch. You should have 24 stitches. Change your stitch marker. We can take out these blue stitch markers now, and that's how your ears are formed. Moving on to round 6, where we're going to make an increase in the first stitch, single crochet in each of the next 3, and then we'll repeat the sequence. Here is an increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to make another increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Here is another increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's another increase. Single crochet in the next 3. We have an increase. Single crochet in the next 3. And then our last increase. Single crochet in the last 3 stitches. Change your stitch marker. For round 7, we're going to be making small bobbles, and I can talk you through those where it's going to be like a little bit of a muzzle. We're going to start out round 7 by single crocheting in each of the next 7. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to make a small bobble in the next 3 stitches, and a small bobble is essentially 3 double crochet we don't finish, and we're going to be working those into the front loops only. To start off, you're going to yarn over, place your hook under that front loop only, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over again and go underneath that same front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. We're going to do this one more time. Yarn over, go under the same front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. You'll now have 4 loops remaining. Go ahead and yarn over and go through all 4 loops. We're going to do the same thing for the next front loop only. Yarn over, go under the front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go under the same front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go under the same front loop again, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll have 4 stitches left. Go ahead and go through all 4 loops on the hook. One more time in the next front loop. Yarn over, go under the next front loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go under the loop again, yarn over, go through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, go under that same front loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. You'll have 4 loops remaining. Go through all 4 loops. Now we're going to single crochet into the next 20 stitches. So don't forget that one next to the bobble. And you can just single crochet under both loops for the next 20 stitches. If you do like working with thicker yarn, that Bernat velvet is also really pretty to work with. And I have another pattern that I will link down below just in case you were interested in checking out a different kind of polar bear. This is what our bobbles look like. It just gives us a little bit of a muzzle for when we go to put our nose in. Go ahead and change your stitch marker if you didn't. For rounds 8 through 10, we are going to just single crochet in the next 30. And I'm going to mark my round 8 just to make it easier for me for counting, and I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to single crochet a few of the stitches. Then I'm going to grab a stitch marker and place it horizontally on one of my stitches. And then as I can continue crocheting, I know that the mark stitch is round 8, and then I'll move on to round 9 and then round 10. So you can just work round 8 through 10 all single crochet in the next 30 stitches, and then we'll meet back at the end of round 10. Okay, we just finished round 10. We still have 30 stitches. You can change your stitch marker if you'd like. And then here we marked our round 8. So this is 8, 9, and 10. Before we move on to round 11, I'm going to do my safety eyes and nose so you can secure your working yarn. Grab your 14mm safety eyes or somewhere around there. And I'm going to be putting it in between round 7 and 8. So if you marked your round 8, you'll be able to find that easily. I'm going to put them next to my small bobble stitches. And that actually looks a little too far apart. So I'm going to actually move my eyes over one more stitch and actually right up next to those bobbles. So I'm thinking I like that look a little bit better. And obviously you can put them where you like them the best. We're going to grab this safety nose. This is an 18mm safety nose. And I'm going to go down the middle. I'm just going to take a little yarn needle and make my hole ahead of time because I want to get right smack in the middle. So I'm going to leave that and get my nose right up in there. The top of your safety nose, once you secure it, you can kind of see it a little bit. So if that bothers you, you can move your safety nose down a little bit into those bobble stitches. But it doesn't really bother me much, so I'm going to leave it a little bit higher here. So once you get those all in place and you're happy with how they look, go ahead and add the backings on. Once I get my backings, I'm just going to do this little wiggle, and I only like to go down one of those little posts. My eye popped out, so I'm going to get it back into place, and then I'll place the back of the safety eyes on. Okay, once everything's secure, we are going to take out that extra stitch marker. We're going to get set up for round 11. For round 11, we're going to crochet small bobbles and bobbles, and we'll be doing those in the front loop only. We're going to start out by making a single crochet in each of the next 3, and then I'll talk you through the bobble stitches. Here's single crochet 1, 2, and 3. We're going to start out with the first bobble stitch. For the bobble stitch, we'll be going under that front loop 5 times. We're going to yarn over, go under that front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to yarn over, this is our second time, under that same front loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go under that same front loop again, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, this is our 4th time, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go underneath that front loop one more time, this is our 5th time, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, and then you'll have 6 loops remaining. You can yarn over and go through all 6 loops. Now we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches going under both loops. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to make a small bobble underneath that next front loop only, and that's going under 3 times. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go under that front loop only. This is our first time. Yarn over, go through 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go underneath that same front loop. This is our second time. Yarn over, go through 2 loops. Yarn over, this is our 3rd time. Yarn over, go through 2. You'll have 4 loops remaining on the hook, yarn over, and go through all 4 loops. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to make another small bobble, so it's 3. Yarn over, go under the first time, go through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, go under the second time, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go under the 3rd time, and go through 2 loops on the hook. You'll have 4 loops remaining, go through all 4 loops. Single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to make a bobble stitch that's going under 5 times. This yarn over 1, go through 2, yarn over 2, go through 2 loops, yarn over, this is our 3rd time, go through 2, yarn over 4, go through 2, yarn over 5, go through 2, and then you'll have 6 loops remaining on the hook, yarn over, go through all 6 loops. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 9 stitches. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to make a regular bobble, that's the 5 under the next front loop only. Yarn over, go under the same front loop. This is 1. Yarn over, this is 2. Yarn over, this is 3. Yarn over, this is 4. Yarn over, this is our last time. Go through 2 loops. Now you have 6 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go through all 6 loops. We're going to single crochet in the last 4 stitches. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. At the end of round 11, we're going to have 30 stitches. Change your stitch marker. Go ahead and pop out all those bobbles. It's a lot of work, so you get the satisfaction of popping them out. And these are our little hands and feet. For round 12, we are going to do a decrease, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. I like to do an invisible decrease, and if you don't know how to do that, I will show you on the first one, but if not, I have a video that goes slower. We're going to go under the front loop of the first stitch, directly under the front loop of the next, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on the hook. That's your first decrease. Now we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to make another decrease, go under the front loop, directly under the next front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's another decrease under the front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Then we have single crochet in each of the next 3. We have another decrease. Here's our invisible decrease. Single crochet in each of the next 3. 1, 2, 3. We have another decrease. Single crochet in the next 3. Here's our last decrease. Single crochet in the last 3. At the end of round 12, we'll have 24 stitches. For round 13, we are going to make a decrease, single crochet in each of the next 2. We're going to do one more round and then we'll start to stuff. Here is a decrease, single crochet in the next 2. Here's another decrease, single crochet in the next 2. And then I'm going to let you count from here, make a decrease, single crochet in the next 2, and repeat that sequence. At the end of round 13, we're going to have 18 stitches. We're going to stuff here, so I'm going to grab a stitch marker and just lock in this working yarn, grab some stuffing, and we'll start to fill this guy up. We just want to make sure that the bottom lays flat, so we don't want to overstuff him. So just go slow and you can just add stuffing into the middle. And then we'll have one more round after this to stuff some more, so don't overstuff. I like to round out the top of his head really well, fix his eyes and get those kind of settled on the inside. Get your hook set up again. For round 14, we are going to make 1 decrease and then 1 single crochet, and then we're going to repeat that sequence all the way around. Here is our first decrease. Make a single crochet, and then we will make another decrease and a single crochet. You can repeat that sequence until the end. It gets a little tricky when you add the stuffing. Just take your time. Just feels a little different. Make a decrease and a single crochet. At the end of round 14, we have 12 stitches. We're going to stuff one last time. I'm not adding a lot here because I want it to lay flat on the bottom, so I'm just going to call it from here. For round 15, all we're doing is making a decrease all the way around, so 6 decreases. Here's our first decrease. Our second, and I'll let you guys count as you finish up. Here's our last decrease. From here, I'm going to leave a long tail because I want to fasten off. I'm just going to take out my stitch marker. So go ahead and grab your scissors, leave a tail. From here, we're going to fasten off by yarning over and pulling that yarn all the way through. I like to tug on that fasten off when I'm done just to tighten it up. Now we have to close up our piece, so you can grab a yarn needle. I'll link these down below. These are great for this fluffy yarn. And then we are going to place our yarn needle behind the front loop of the next 6 stitches. So here I want to show you I have my fastened off. And then I have stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to go down this first stitch here, down the front loop only. You can pull that down. So this is 1. Go into the next one. This is 2. Go into the next front loop. This is 3, 4. I like to turn my work as I go. 5. And here's the 6th front loop. Now you're going to keep an eye on this hole. We are just going to close this up here. Be gentle because this yarn can snap. And then I'm just going to put my yarn needle back to where that hole was. And then we're going to weave it through and just pull it tight. Just give it a little tug. You don't have to get rough with it because it will snap. And then you're going to weave your yarn through your piece. If you are not making the bow, you are done. You have done your polar bear. He is ready to go off into the snowstorm. You can go ahead and grab your yarn needle and puff out those bobble stitches. It's always a nice little touch in his tail. And that's it. If you're stopping here, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it, and I will see you next year as this is my last video of 2024. And if you are making the bow, we're going to start that next. For the bow, go ahead and grab a E hook or an F hook, your worsted weight yarn. You can start with a pretty long tail on your slip knot, and then we are going to chain 3. Here is 1, 2, and 3. We're going to make 4 double crochet into that 3rd chain from the hook. Yarn over, place your hook into that 3rd chain from the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to make our next double crochet. So this is number 2. In that same stitch. Yarn over, place your hook into that same stitch again. This is double crochet number 3. And then yarn over, same stitch again. And this is double crochet number 4. From here, we are going to chain 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to make a slip stitch into that same stitch here. Just place your hook in there and make a slip stitch. This one feels a little tricky. Slip stitches. Now we are going to chain 3 again. That magic circle is going to really open up. So you can either close it a little or just leave it and just hang on to it. From here, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we are going to work 4 double crochet into this stitch one more time. So we have double crochet 1. Here's double crochet 2. Double crochet 3. Double crochet 4. And then we are going to chain 3. And then we're going to make a slip stitch into that same stitch. From here, I'm just going to tighten up this magic circle. And this is what kind of makes your bow start to look like a bow. Now I'm going to leave an extra long tail. And then we'll cut that off. And then I'm going to fasten off by yarning over and pulling through. From here, I'm going to make sure that this is all tightened up again. I'm going to grab one of my yarn tails and I'm going to go around and wrap that yarn around the middle. I'm going to go about 3 or 4 times. Then I'm going to grab the other piece and go the opposite way about 3 or 4 times. Once you're done, you can meet both of those yarn loops in the back, and then we are going to make a double knot. Once you have that all done, you can just kind of straighten out your bow and stretch it out. And then you'll be able to use those yarn tails to attach to your animal. So you can use any worsted weight yarn. You can even use a DK yarn if you'd like. And I would just either use like a D, an E, or an F hook. So from here, I'm just going to grab these yarn tails. I didn't leave very long ones on this. But I'm going to weave in one end under the ear. And then we'll weave the other end into another little piece under the ear. And then we can make a knot when we're all done and then weave in that extra yarn. Well, look at her. She is Christmas ready. I hope you guys all have a wonderful holiday season. This is definitely my last video of 2024, and I can't wait to see you guys next year. Hope to have some more worsted weight and some more nice fluffy yarn and a whole bunch of options for you guys. So I will see you then. You can always go to yarnsociety.com for free patterns, and I'll see you soon.